The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, (ICAN), Accounting Technical Scheme, ATS2, Information Technology, IT. This material is prepared based on the new ATS syllabus. Introduction to computer. A computer is an electronic machine or device that accepts data, stores data, manipulates data, and generates output, information, or results. So a computer is a programmable machine that receives input, stores and manipulates data, and provides output in a useful format or useful form. So a computer system is made up of various physical and abstract components put together constitute a computer system. So the physical component is known as a hardware, while the abstract component is known as the software. So in this case, it means if you have the hardware, we need to install software before the hardware can be useful. And that is why we say that a computer system comprises of two major constraint parts, that is the hardware and the software. So, and at the same time, this computer we are talking about is a programmable machine. Means that when we have the hardware, without program installed in the hardware, there is no way the hardware will be useful. So, which means that it is the software that we are going to install on the hardware that will be able to direct the operation of the hardware. So, in such a situation, it means we have gotten a complete computer system. Now, this computer we are now talking about, it has some characteristics or features. One, it has high speed of operation, that it is works very, very fast, that it is very fast in operation. Normally, the speed of the processor will actually determine the rate at which the system will be processing data. And the speed of that processor is always measured in hertz. So we can have megahertz, we can have gigahertz, but the speed at which the system will be processing data is what we call, it's always measured in hertz. Then it performs arithmetical and logical operation, that it can perform calculation of input data through what we call ALU, arithmetic logic unit. Then computer is very accurate. Very accurate in the sense that it produces accurate results. It produces accurate results. Then a computer is very reliable, reliability. It also has large memory facility or capacity. The memory capacity is the memory of the system will now be used to store data. That's it, for data storage. Now, if you now look at the speed of the processor, as I mentioned earlier on, that is measured in hertz, the memory capacity of the system is always measured in bytes, and that's why we can have kilobytes, we can have kilobytes, we can have megabytes, then we can have gigabytes. Bytes must end it, because that is the unit for measuring the memory capacity of a computer system. Then its operation is automatic, and also in terms of the computer system is very versatile. That is very, very flexible and can be used to do so many operations. Then diligence. A computer can continually work for hours without creating any error. In that case, that is the reason why any office or any operation whereby we decide to use computer, it will actually reduce the rate of error. It will reduce the rate of error. Then it is consistent in its mode of operation without accuracy being affected. Then it is user friendly, that is very easy to use and operate, and at the same time it is a programmable machine or device that it cannot work without program. So in the exam, it has been tested in the past that students will just be asked to define the term computer. The question just say define the term computer, 1 mark, maybe 1 mark, maybe 1.5 marks, or 2 marks maximum. And at the same time, we'll be asked to mention the features of computer, and that is where we have been able to do, or to look at the definition, the features of computer, especially under this introduction. Computer network and internet connectivity. A computer network is defined as the interconnection of two or more computer systems with data communication devices in order to share resources such as hardware and software. So computer network simply refer to interconnection of two or more devices or computer systems. Two or more devices or computer systems with the aim of sharing resources. Computer systems with the aim of sharing resources and communicate effectively. So when we interconnect two or more computer systems, we can easily share resources. The resources to be shared are hardware and software. For example, if we interconnect 20 computers now, for example, the ordinarily will be thinking that when we interconnect 20 computers that we must have 20 printers. No. When we interconnect 20 computers, even more than that, we only need only one printer. So what is going to happen now is that on the network, we are going to install printer on one of the computers on the network. Most importantly, it's always very advisable to install a printer on the network server. Why? Because when we install the printer on the computer on one of the computers on the network, so anytime we are working on the network, even if all the computers connected together are busy, that is, if people are using all the computers, it means only one printer can easily be used effectively by the user in order to print. So what is going to happen now is that each user, when it is time for them to print, they will send their job to the printer, and the printer will accept it and print it. The only condition now is that the computer where we are going to install the printer on, that computer must be on all the time. Because if that computer is not on, by the time we switch on, by the time you send the data into the computer, that a file to be printed onto that computer, so it will just give us information that printer not found. And that is the reason why it is always advisable to install the printer on the network server, because there is no way we can work on the network without the network server on. And for the fact that network server will be on 24 hours, anytime we want to use our network, it means the network server will now begin to serve two functions. That is, it will be working as network server and also print server. So that is why most of the printers on the network, they are always installed on the network server. But the most important thing is that the computer network is the interconnection of two or more computer systems in order to communicate or in order to share resources. The resources to be shared are hardware and software. Now, from the definition, we said that computer network is the interconnection of two or more computer systems in order to share resources. Now, there is something called network topology. Network topology refers to how the computers in the network are physically connected. That is, network topology is the physical arrangement of computers on the network. The physical arrangement of computers on the network. The computers in a network is what you call network topology. Why? Because when we interconnect our computers together, there must be a way of arranging our computers on the network. And normally, or technically, there are 5 types of network topology. We have star topology. So we have ring topology. Then we have mesh topology. Then we have bus topology, and also we have a tree topology. Then another one we can add to it is what we call hybrid topology. But one thing with hybrid topology is that it's just topology that comprises of 2 or more topologies. That is, when we have combination of star and ring or star and mesh, once we can join or we can connect two or more topologies together, that type of topology will now be called hybrid topology. But technically, there are 5 types of topology: the star topology, the ring topology, mesh topology, bus topology, and tree topology. So the next thing we are going to do now is to begin to take them one by one and now begin to look at their definitions, their diagrams, advantages, and disadvantages. Star topology. The star topology is a topology that has a central server or host to which all workstations is connected. When we say workstations, workstation can as well be called terminals or nodes. So now a central server or computer communicate with various terminals and other computers used over point-to-point lines. So the computers on the network are directly connected to the server. We can as well say that star topology is a topology whereby the server will be at the center. The server will be at the center, and the computers connected to the computers on the network will be connected directly to the server. So in order to now have the diagram, we can just look at the definition of this topology and now draw our diagram from it. Because anytime this area is tested, diagram will be required. Even sometimes the question will say, explain and support your answer with appropriate diagram. And that is why here diagram is very, very important. So there will be a central server or central host. Central server or host. Then this central server will be regarded as network server. That will be controlling the computers connected to it in order to establish the network. But the condition now is that each computer on the network will be connected directly to the server. The computers on the network will be connected directly to the server. So the server will now be at what? The server will now be at the center. So that is what we call star topology. That is a topology whereby the server will be at the center and the computers connected to the server, and the computers on the network will be connected directly to the server. Now, this star topology, it has some advantages and disadvantages. One of the advantages is that there will be better performance. That is, star topology prevents the passing of data packet through an executive number of nodes. That is, if I'm using a computer, for example, if I'm using this computer now, it means I will be interacting directly with the server, and whatever information I'm sending will not pass through other computer before it gets to the central host or server, because my system will be connected directly to the server. So in that case, there will be what we call better performance. Then benefit from centralization. Centralization allows the inspection of traffic through the network. This facilitates analysis of the traffic and detection of suspicious behavior. In the sense that once we have the central server has the ability to control the terminals connected to it, no matter the number of terminals. Although sometimes the number of terminals that will be on that network will also depend on the capacity of the server. But for the fact that each computer on the network will be connected directly to the server will it will be very easy for the server to effectively monitor and control the activities of all the terminals connected to it. They're easy to install or set up. That is, star topology is very easy to set up. Another thing now is that easy to detect fault or remove any parts, that is any devices on that network. What you are saying here is that it is very easy to troubleshoot. It is very easy to troubleshoot. That is what you mean by troubleshooting, is that when your system is having a problem and you are trying to locate the problem by checking the devices, then in order to be able to locate the problem and rectify the problem. What happens is that the user is doing in that case is that he's trying to troubleshoot. He's trying to locate error with the aim of fixing the error. So it's very easy to troubleshoot. Take for instance, if we have a network like this, for example, we have a network like this, whereby we have the central server. This is the network server. If I'm using this computer and I'm complaining, but others are not complaining, it will be very clear to everybody that the computer I'm using is the one having problem, not the entire network. So in that case, the only thing I need to do is just to abandon this system and go and use another free system.